here we are in Cambridgeshire with Martin Lines in this fantastic, what we call a companion crop. It is now October the 11th, and as you can see, we've got a cover crop here that is hopefully not competing with the rape too much, but is obviously helping cover it up. Martin, if you'd like to just introduce yourself and explain what this cover crop is all about, because although I've got my cabbage stem flea beetle hat on, it's here for a lot more reasons for yourself, isn't it?
So the cover crops are a key part of building fertility, soil health, and making my farming system better. So we had a cover crop that was established in this field, which we didn't terminate completely. We've got a crimp roller on the front of our drill that we could squash the cover crop down. So we took that opportunity to plant rape within the cover crop, where we have other sites where we add a companion. So we actually had the cover crop already established, and then we planted the rapeseed in, and we thought it could make a great job of hiding the rapeseed and sort of making sure the flea beetle didn't attack it, and end up with quite a diverse mixture at the moment, but with a healthy plant of oilseed rape.
Looking at it at the moment, we've got some really nice healthy plants. Martin's going to be carrying out a lot of work over the duration of this crop. The intention is to keep a section of it as is all the way through to harvest, but he will be doing various things with herbicides and some physical mowing, etc., throughout the year to control it or manipulate it and see how it works with the oilseed rape. We will be doing detailed work looking at the cabbage stem flea beetle activity on it in each of these different interventions that go on. So what sort of things are we already thinking about?
So it's a 12-hectare field. So with each tram line, we're looking at different actions. So we're going to put a half-rate herbicide on in the next week or so and see if we can just suppress this. There are one or two thistles in here, and will that remove the thistles or knock them back hard enough? I'm not keen to put a astrocurb or something on and take it all the companion stuff out. We've got a great understory of white clover that sits here. If I can keep that living for the next crop of wheat and further, that's even better. We should do some bit of mowing. We'll look at different actions we can take to see what solutions and what answers we get, because all this is new and it's trying to work out what's the best for biodiversity, what's the best for my soil health, giving me a really good financial return on my oilseed rape and avoiding the pest problems that we've had in the past.
And with the price of nitrogen at the moment, that clover looks fantastic, doesn't it?
Yeah, and that's the more we build soil health and add these companions, and could we have understory of clovers working, we know we've got to move away from fossil fuel based fertiliser in a few years' time. And the price that it is this year, the quicker I can move it away, the better. But how do we understand of the interactions with all these different things going on? Is a multi-species cover crop or mixture combined with the rape right, or is there only one or two things that, because there's so much to learn, and it's a great opportunity without putting financial risk on the business, make sure we still have an economical crop of rape to grow, learn different things right across this field.
Excellent. So one of the cabbage stem flea beetle SMART project, one of the things we want to do over the next few months through the winter is to get as many samples of stems from as many diverse crops as we possibly can. So that's monocrops, different varieties, different counties, different drilling dates, crops that had cover crops drilled with them when they were drilled, others that were established into different cover crops, where people have been putting strips of things in oilseed rape. We want to get as much of that together so that we can actually start to pick apart what is working and what isn't. On the basics then, variety, drilling, seed rate, and what actually went in the mix.
So in the oilseed rape was drilled into the standing cover crop that was about sort of that high, about 2 to 3 foot high. It was campus, 5 kilos a hectare home saved seed. Yeah, went into that cover crop. We didn't kill the cover crop off, we just flattened it down. I think I should have flattened it a bit harder, put some more weight in it, because a lot of it came back up fairly quickly. The cover crop that was in here that was established before was undersown with white clover, and then we had buckwheat, phacelia, sunflowers, crimson clover. I'm trying and do multi-species mixes of 10 to 12 different things. So that's kept going, as you can see. If you're here a couple of weeks ago, really struggled to see some of the rape. I was really concerned of the competitiveness of what we had. But actually when we come back today, the vapour is now coming above the canopy and the rest is suppressing back down. So it's trying to understand where do we fit it all in.
Well, I must confess I was here a couple of weeks ago and it was play hunt the rate plant, and we were questioning at the time whether or not we ought to think about doing something, but the way this campus has responded, it's getting quite a lot in the way of nitrogen, just comparing this with some of the monocrop crops I'm seeing, so all quite exciting.
So when we came here the other day, a couple of weeks ago, we're worried about the little spindly plants or hiding amongst all this denseness. And the normal thinking would be I must come in and take an action to allow that to open up.
Correct.
Well, what we have by having patience is allowed it to come, and it's having confidence in what can come. And as a farmer, I don't use insecticide, so I will not go down that route anymore. So how do I work with the diversity of landscape and cover crops and companion crops to do that activity for me?
Excellent. So we'll be following this crop throughout the season. We'll be doing various bits of filming to see what interventions do and how they work, and look forward to the next bit.